So I learned to rehearse and control my language by watching actors mark their own scripts. There's some basic techniques to marking a script, and I think we should review those techniques before we go any further. Bold letters that you skip over as you read. Your eye will literally catch the letter and you'll say it. Bold words that you are having trouble saying or that you want to emphasize. Again, if you put them in bold or underscore them, your eye will literally catch them and you'll say them correctly. Mark rising inflection with a diagonal line or arrow upwards. Mark lowering inflection with a diagonal line or arrow downwards. Write in pauses. Now, I thought it would be interesting if we worked on marking a script from a passage of Shakespeare, a great passage from the play called As You Like It. I put it up online, and please download it now, print it out, and maybe mark your script alongside of me. We can work together that way and get a sense and a feel for how marking a script works. I have mine here, and we shall wait while you get yours. Good, glad you're back. Okay, here's our script from As You Like It. This was printed in 1623 for the first time, and I'm gonna put my magic glasses on so I can actually see what's going on, and now we are gonna mark the script. So it begins, all the world's a stage. Well, I would emphasize this. All the words a stage, that's a rising inflection. And all, well, that's nice because all echoes all. So I'm just gonna emphasize that A. And all the men and women are merely players. Well, that's a descending inflection, isn't it? So I'm just gonna mark an arrow going down. They have their exits and their entrances. Well, my eye there sees an E and another E. So I'm gonna mark that as emphases. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts. Well, I heard my voice going a little deep there, so I'm gonna actually put a line right through that, and I think I can still see it, but I know go down. His acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant. At first, that's an emphasis. The infant, and that's another emphasis. Mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Well, mewling, that should be deep. I'm gonna emphasize the L sound. And puking, emphasize that U sound. Then, I might like a little pause. So I'm literally gonna write in a little pause there. See that line? That means I'm gonna pause. Then, the whining schoolboy. That's kind of long. I'm just gonna emphasize that. With his satchel. That T, satchel. I don't really wanna say that T, so watch me do this. Satchel. I got rid of that T. And shining morning face. Creeping. Creeping. That's gonna be a downward sound. Creeping like a snail. Unwilling. Unwilling to school. Unwilling. It doesn't say unwilling. It says unwillingly. I better watch that. I don't want to mess up Shakespeare, so I'm going to bold that. I'm putting a line right under that. To school. And then, that's another pause, right? The lover. Sighing like a furnace with a woeful ballad. Made to his mistress's eyebrow. That sounds weird to me, but I'm going to do M, mistresses, and you know what? I'm going to forget that. So I'm going to circle that. Mistress's eyebrow. Then, guess what? I'm going to pause there. A soldier full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard. I don't even know what that means. Bearded like the pard. Jealous in honor, sudden and quick in quarrel. Well, that's got to be a rising inflection because it's got to go quickly. Honor, sudden, and quick in quarrel. Seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. Okay, you get the idea. Let's stop there. We're gonna not go any further. And now, we've marked up the whole script. I'm going to put away my pen and try and read this to you with the sense of my inflection points and the rhythm I've developed here. Here we go. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and one man in his time plays many parts. His acts being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then, the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like a snail, unwillingly to school. And then, the lover, sighing like a furnace with a woeful ballad, made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in his honor, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. So that was fun, and my notes helped me. But what can we take from this? Because we're not all going to be reciting Shakespeare in our successful presentations. Well, I think we can take 3 things. 1, literally marking the script with inflection points and developing the rhythm will help us get through even a tough script like Shakespeare. 2, as we mark the script, we begin to learn. We begin to learn how we want to speak. We get over the problems of our own voice, and we begin to really articulate the lines inside of us. And that brings me to my 3rd point, which is it's not just a one-time learning event. It's learning over a lifetime of reading. So you may begin by marking a script very intensely, or you may be faced with a tough script and really need to go over it. But the very act of marking a script is a process of rehearsal that teaches you how to control your own language. It teaches you how to work with inflection points and rhythm by concentrating you on the words of your script. Eventually, you won't need to mark a script at all.